Hello, my name is Andy Santana. This is my individual assignment 10 for project management, an agile project plan for Coastal Heritage Federal Credit Union, a community CU in Wellington, North Carolina, with about 85,000 members across 12 branches. Over the next few minutes, I will walk through the initiative, the backlog, the Sprint 1 plan, and how this contrasts with the predictive remediation program I scoped earlier in the term. Now, Coastal Heritage is recovering from a January 2026 phishing-led ransomware incident that took member services down for 6 days and triggered NCUA corrective measures. Now, my prior assignment scoped the response, an 18-month, $1.8 million remediation program built on a work breakdown structure with 29 tasks across 7 deliverable areas gated by NCUA quarterly reporting. That program fit a predictive model. The scope was regulatorily driven, the dependencies were sequential, and the examiners expected named deliverables at named dates. For this assignment, I needed a different kind of work, something genuinely suited to Agile. I chose a SOC dashboard and cyber risk visible platform, a single internal facing view of cybersecurity posture serving the CISO IT operations, the Risk Board Committee, and the NCUA examiners. Five things made this Agile appropriate. Requirements that evolved as stakeholders see early increments, incremental value with every release, frequent feedback through sprint reviews, and real uncertainty about which KRI and thresholds matter, as well as the need to adapt continuously as the threat landscape shifts. The product vision is on screen. This short version replaced static quarterly slide decks and manually compiled reports with always current role-tailored visibility. Now, four stakeholder groups, four distinct value props. The CISO ends manual board prep cycles. IT operations gets vulnerability and patch management statuses by branch. The risk committee gets trend visibility between meetings, and examiners get on-demand evidence for NIST CSF mapping, IR readiness, and control health. The definition of done has 6 criteria, applied uniformly to every backlog item before it moves to done. It's not just functional and tested, it's security reviewed, stakeholder accepted, documented, NCUA reportable as PDFs or CSV with timestamps and production deployable through the standard pipeline. Now, the NCUA reportable criterion is what keeps this dashboard credible to examiners. Without it, we're building a pretty tool that can't be defended in audit, basically. Now, 12 user stories, 3 priority tiers. High priority is the foundation. Our back comes first as a 3-pointer because nothing else can safely ship without it. The executive KRI dashboard is the largest story at 8 points. It's the highest value incremental. NCUA readiness indicators, vulnerabilities by branches, and phishing simulation widgets round out to the highest tier. Each story names a real role and a real outcome. Medium priorities cover operational depth, EDR alerting, trending, the board PDF export, patch compliance by asset class, and an IR ready panel. Low priority is long tail visibility, MSSP performance, segmentation health, and a NIST CSF mapping view. Now, low doesn't mean unimportant. It means deferred until higher value increments are in production. To summarize this, 12 stories, 55 total story points, 5 stakeholder roles, 100% traceable to the product vision. Now, the high tier carries 26 points. That's the foundation. Medium adds 16. Low adds 13. Every story expresses a capability a real role wants, with a so that clause that names a business or compliance outcome, not a technical artifact. The Sprint 1 goal is to deliver a production deployable MVP executive dashboard accessible by role that surfaces the highest priority KRIs and NCUA readiness indicators to the CISO and the board. Now, 3 stories make up the commitment, are back at the 30 points, the executive KRI dashboard at 8, and NCUA readiness at 5, 16 points in total. I'm using the Fibonacci sizing with a assumed velocity of 16 to 20 points per 2-week sprint, leaving a small buffer for spillover. RBAC is the first because it's prerequisite for every later widget. The executive dashboard is because the CISO has been compiling board materials manually since the incident, and MVP ends the cycle immediately. NCU readiness goes in because regulatory or regulator reporting is on a fixed cadence. Now, the working increments at the end of sprint one is a deployed dashboard with SSO authentication, three role views, 5 to 7 executive PRIs, and NCUA readiness panels with four indicators and a 15-minute refresh. No new data sources are required. This is the smart Kanban board for sprint one, 3 lanes, product backlog, sprint one, and done. Sprint one stories are in flight. The rest of the backlog is staged in priority order, and completed work moves right. The board is the team's single point of truth during the sprint. This is the strategic reflection. Predictive fit the prior remediation program because scope was regulator driven and dependencies were sequential. The budget was fixed and the examiners expected named deliverables at named dates. Agile fits this initiative because the right KRIs aren't knowable up front. Multiple stakeholders need different priorities, and the platform has to adopt continuously. If we'd run for the remediation program agile, we'd have missed NCU milestones. If we ran the dashboard out as waterfall, stakeholders would see nothing for months and the requirements would be obsolete by go live. Right tool, right job. And the dashboard actually amplifies the remediation program value by surfacing its output in real time. Final slide is my AI usage log. I use Claude to help format and pressure test deliverables. I made the methodology selection and the initiative choice myself. Claude validated the reasoning. It rejected the initial suggestion of a phishing simulation platform. I'm sorry, I rejected the initial suggestion of a phishing simulation platform because it overlapped too closely with the prior program's WBS and would have blurred the methodology contrast. I rewrote 2 stories that initially read as technical tasks into proper user value stories. Every story was validated against 3 checks: real role, vision alignment, and a business or compliance so that clause. All 5 agile criteria favored this initiative and none favored predictive. Thank you.